All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. What a wild open that was. There was some indication that that was going to be a blast off out of the open. Let's see if you guys can guess what it was. Happy Wednesday. We're up about 150 points almost from the open. Strong. Crazy. Crazy strength. Let's see here. Let me get everything set up. I have this low volume node here. This is kind of our base of our structure. Also now starting to line up with lower band. Let's see if we can retest it, but that was the buy spot. Now we're just grinding up, man. This thing is crazy. We're taking out all-time highs here. See if it keeps going or we get a rejection here. If there's a spot to short, this would be it. I mean, this is previous all-time high. We broke it by a few points. We could see a rejection here. Let's see what happens. Or they load up to bring this thing higher. Well, looks like yes on NQ, on the futures contract anyway. Yeah, we cleared monthly upper band, and also we opened up above upper band right here. That's usually when we've been doing that, that's been a big long indicator. So let's see what we get. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a bit of a rejection here. That was quite the parabolic run straight to all-time highs. Now we can go sideways here for a little bit, or we can get a rotation down. This move was even more parabolic than the one we got on Thursday. Yeah, black ice. I also hate parabolic. 23,103. Yeah. So we just broke it by, 10 points. Yeah, unless you're on the right side of the parabolic move. Yeah, that's fun. I did that in copper yesterday. That was a good time. I had fun with that. Well, let's see if we get some selling into all-time highs here. ES is selling off a little quicker. So is Dow and so is Russell. NQ is a little behind the party here. I think I heard news this morning that NVIDIA is the first $4 trillion company. I think that's what I heard. I think I heard news this.
The Treasury website, the US imposes additional Iran-related.
All right, let's see how we behave in this low volume node. If it holds and we get the next leg up, or, So this would be a price discovery continuation play. On here at 67, 66. It's also a low volume node.
The Treasury website, the US imposes additional Iran-related sanctions.
Cumulative delta did not make new highs. Let's see if I can get that on the screen here. Okay, there we go. Now I have to zoom out a little bit if you guys are going to see it. So we made new highs in price, but we did not make new highs on the CVD. So let's see if we get a little bit of a sell-off here, guys. I'm gonna wait, see what type of ES is back testing upper band. Yeah, I see that. So we have a bit of a return to value on ES here. Back test. Short.
It will begins rolling out Gemini to Wear OS watches.
Put some music on.
So the watches include.
I mean, that's probably institutional buying. It's probably algos. It's probably a lot of things, you know. If the algos anticipate a trend day, they're just going to keep adding and buying. All right, let's see how price handles this low volume node here. Between 60, it's pretty wide. It's like a 20 point. So this would be the buy spot. It's not a paid indicator, Lockie, no. You might need to activate order flow plus in the settings. See, we kind of bounced there, not by much, but you know, 10 points. It's so hard because there's really like barely any pullback. It just barely pulls back by like 10 points. You know, now we're in this 15-point structure. All-time highs. This is not easy stuff to trade. We have this VWAP that's going straight up. Only buyers are being rewarded up here. We keep going. This is also the point of control on the session right here at 79. All we need is one comment from Trump and this thing will go down to 80 points. You know what I mean? I don't think Discord has captions.
So Trump on Truth Social just reiterating countries aligning themselves with anti-American policies in BRICS will be charged an additional 10% tariff. Says there will be no exceptions to this policy.
Things certainly have calmed down. The open interest isn't that impressive either in NQ. It's like 1,000 contracts. There was like no liquidity. That's what sent that thing up. There's no sellers on the ask. No passive sellers, really. So, drove up price really quick. This is not my favorite price action, as you guys know. So we had imbalance from here to here. And now we're in balance right here. Down to 16 on the VIX. Low volatility. Let's see if Trump can open his mouth and create some action. A little more than this straight up grind. We might get a bit of a flush if we can break this level here. I find it very hard to long here. Right into all-time highs. So while this is a price discovery continuation setup, we actually kind of almost got it right there. You would have caught 20 points. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to wait for good setups. The problem is I think every short seller in the world is watching for weakness on this thing. Which is exactly why we might not get it. Yeah, a lot of people get wrecked trying to catch the top. It's amazing how we can go 150 points and now we have, 10.5-minute candles. It's so. If this thing isn't being controlled, I don't know what is. They're either getting in or out here for the next leg up or to dump this thing. So stick around, find out.
US wholesale inventories May 2025 final report on the feed.
Well, it's just the minutes of FOMC. That's nothing too huge. It's not the real FOMC announcement. It's just the minutes from their meeting. Yeah, no, we just had that in June. We just had that last month. Gold also. Night. Look at that. PDC and gold. Confluence with upper band and IB high. What a beautiful long that was. To the tick off upper band, if anybody caught that. All right, let's see. We're probably going to test this area again. Nice, Tony. Looks like the return to value on ES held. Russell's now below VWAP. I fear it's probably a better long. Long is the pain trade here, right? Because we've gone so high. So, you know, all the shorts get involved here expecting the break, and then they use those shorts to fuel the next leg up. So it's still a long here, even though it's a very ugly long. A long I'm not willing to take. Yeah,
There's President Scheinbaum.
Locky, that was Kobe. Kobe is still in this group.
Friday.
3 payouts in a row on top one times 3. He was getting like $9,000 payouts a clip over and over again. All right, here's our first real touch. This is point of control, upper band, and low volume node. All right, so if this breaks, we could get some nice downside. But my fear is that this is just where they're going to keep buying it up. Not giving us a lot of opportunity to trade. Taking a lot of the volatility out of here. Look at this hour candle. Okay, here goes. Here's the test.
In 10 minutes time now, at the bottom of the hour, we see the release of the weekly EIA inventories numbers. Crude oil inventories forecast is a draw of 1.6 million from the prior build of 3.845 million. The range sees build of 1.6 million to a draw of 3.956 million expected. Gasoline inventories forecast a draw of 1 million on prior build of 4.188 million.
No audio, huh?
Distillate inventories forecast was a draw of 1.5 million on the prior draw of 1.71 million. Crude Cushing inventories prior was a draw of 1.493 million.
Test, test. All right, I'm going to close it and restart it.
So keep in mind, last night we did see the private release of the US API crude oil stock change showed an unexpected build of 7.1 million when a draw was expected at 2.8 million.
Okay, seems like a majority of people can hear me then. Maybe we get the slow fade. Seems like everybody else can hear me okay though, so it lends me to think that it might be a isolated problem. Okay. This is not my favorite conditions to trade, Libby, so I'm sitting tight. You know I don't like this. I'm not going to trade just because to trade. Right? I like to trade conditions that I do well in. I don't want to give up my money. We're already past the band. We're now working on this low volume node. Yeah, now I have 82 on both NinjaTrader and TradingView. Is 67, huh? Okay. So this so far looks like a good return to value. This gray box, though, still is a buying spot. So, and we haven't cleared it yet. If we break below it and hold, I think shorts look a lot better for a bigger pullback. We'll see. But then we have value area low at 52. You know, just not really, not great setups, guys. Not great. Not great. You know, normally this would be a return to value short, right? Back test of the upper band. But the problem with it is we've built a distribution up here and we're at the bottom of it.
The range sees a build of 1.6 million to a draw.
Not a great place to short.
6 million expected. Gasoline inventory.
Now, if we break this low volume node, we can build another distribution elsewhere.
8 million.
Further down.
Forecasted a draw of 1.5 million.
But it could very well get bought up here.
1.71 million. And crude Cushing inventories, the prior was a draw of 1.493 million. Keep in mind last night in the private API stock change numbers, crude saw an unexpected storage build of 7.3 million.
No, same setting, JJ. OHLC4. Yes. Stop. Oh. There's the buyers. Yeah, I have it set to the session 6 p.m. right here.
Benefit U.S. industry and economy.
Okay, so this is a little bit of a back test of point of control. Morning, Blair. See if we get a little acceleration now. This is the spot we need to break below. I'm getting more interested in the short. Here we go. Okay. There it is, baby. Once we broke that level, there it was. Told you guys. Once we ate through that low volume node, it was like, what? Stop out city. I didn't like the long, Logger. I didn't like the long. It just wasn't, the risk to reward wasn't there. It was a super risky long at that point after that move. And waiting for the short paid. So I grabbed that in my Top Step X accounts. I took about 20 points out of that. 20 points short.
1 minute remaining.
Caught around 70 to about 55. Let's see what's next. So I want to get greedy with the shorts. You know, even though this Russell is bleeding, who's our guy that trades Russell all the time? I forget. He must be loving this. I wish I was short Russell right now. That's a beautiful chart. Look at this. That's the short we should have been in. I'll be right back.
Build of 7.07 million, a build of 7.07 million.
Crude inventories.
Draw of 1.6 million. Gasoline inventories, a draw of 2.658 million. A draw of 2.658 million, lower than the expected draw of 1 million. Distillate inventories, a draw of 0.825 million. A draw of 0.825 million, which is higher than the expected draw of 1.5 million. And crude Cushing inventories, a build of 0.464 million. A build of 0.464 million. We have posted out the EIA weekly inventories reports on the feed for those interested.
Oh man, what did I miss? Thank you all the way down. Dang. How did I miss that? We're going for the VWAP bounce. Did break it by a little bit, but oof. Can it reclaim? It's the question. Let's go. Oh, I was just about to show you guys that VWAP bounce I caught underneath the VWAP, so sub VWAP trap, reclaiming now, and I just got deactivated for hitting my profit target. So caught about 15 points on that. Glad I missed the initial bounce. I like the sub trap better after a move like that. So that was nice. All right, puts me $1,000 day one in the new XFAs, so that'll work. Yes, correct. So the sub VWAP trap is, we break below VWAP, sucks in a bunch of shorts, stops out all the longs, and then they just reclaim VWAP. Usually what will happen, Corey, is I'll probably take a starter at VWAP, and then as we break below it, probably add a little bit looking for the sub VWAP trap. If it keeps going, I stop out, obviously. Still looks very weak, guys. Crazy. Giving up this whole move. That whole morning drive, almost gone. The VWAP bounce was iffy on NQ because of ES was already far beneath it. ES kind of like went already bounced, kind of close to it. It was front run. Yep, Caddy, that's correct. Caddy's asking, do I tend to scale into positions before your key points? So that's called front running. So yes, I tend to front run and add after it goes beyond. That is correct. Are using both deepening on the setup. That's correct. Because we don't always hit the level because many people are front running. They see the same level we do. So it doesn't always get there. And then sometimes it stops everybody out, right? And then reclaims. So there's reasons I add before, leave some room to add after, and then if it keeps going, I got to stop out. All right, Blair, just make sure you have your risk management controls on that cash account because you can easily blow that up just as easily as you can a prop firm. So sorry, guys, on YouTube, I've been ignoring you. I've been focused on this trading. But good morning, Tamara, Tien, Zane, Steve, Elmidi. Yeah, these conditions are very hard to trade. I agree with you. Steve, do you not say when to enter? No, I do not say when to enter. Absolutely not. I'm not. You guys are here to learn to trade for yourselves. If you're looking for somebody to spoon feed you trades, I don't know why you would want that in the first place because you'll never learn how to trade that way. And what happens when that person leaves? You're out searching for another person to give you trades. Like that's not what you should be looking for. You should be looking to learn to trade for yourself. And I think most people that sell signal services are full of BS anyway. Okay, a little break of IB low there. Yesterday's point of control on NQ. I have yesterday's point of control on the session at 892. I think we bounced off the pre-market high. Yesterday's high was, well, pre-market high. Yeah. Oh, I see it. Yep. It was also the pre-market high, it looks like. Nice, JJ. Good work. So Steve, if you got to learn the system, right? If you're not familiar with the VWAP Wave system, the setups or anything, you're not going to learn by me telling you where to enter. So if you have a good grasp of the setups, I gave everybody a clue on what I was looking at and where. Everybody needs to execute on their own, right? I have my way of executing. A lot of people execute very differently. You need to find what works for you. Not everybody's going to trade the same. Victor, I didn't have my Top Step X connected here to here. I'll switch over to this. There you go. You'll see my trades. I just didn't have it hooked up. Normally I show the trades, guys. I don't have a problem with showing the trades, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like, everybody enter. Okay, back test of VWAP. I would like to see a reclaim here, but ES is still weak. So I'm wondering if there's more downside here. I'm gonna go over to this account for now, this practice account, because I've hit my profit target. So I got locked out. Hit 1,000 across 5 accounts. We'll continue to trade. So let's see if we reclaim VWAP here or it holds. I do kind of like the short. There you go. VWAP to IB low. Traded live on stream, stops, all the kit and caboodle. That was a VWAP scalp, back test, rejection. So we formed a bit of a distribution here. Right, that was kind of the point of control of it, along with VWAP. So good back test location to go short. Man, the whole market really shifted quickly, huh? Wild. All right, Naresh, did my first trade on Project X Praxis. Good job. Many more to come. All right, Libby. All right, let's stay green now, huh? Ba 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 ba. Back to IB low here. Still looks really weak, guys. Let's see if we get down a lower band. That looks like it could be a good little scalp spot. 32, which is also value area low from Thursday the 3rd. So let's keep an eye on that area right there. And then 920 is also I marked out because that is point of control from 929. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff down here that we can probably catch a good scalp from. It's also trying to work through upper band on the week and the month. And then we got weekly VWAP at 25. So yeah, guys, there's a whole bunch of stuff. This whole area from 45 to 25 seems like a good inflection point. If we get down there, we got to get down there first. Libby, I don't hate that idea, to be honest with you. Now we got to clear IB low, but we're dealing with two serious spots right here. We have upper band for the week and the month, and we have IB low at this spot. So if it breaks, it breaks. We might get a little bit of a range area down here again. You still in, Libby? Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, we are watching for the next bounce at lower band. Yes. Come on, Hella. That's a novice mistake. Get your head in the game. Just kidding. I just this is how I joke around with my friends. So hopefully nobody takes it too personally. All right, good. Well, I think I offended somebody in the free chat yesterday, and I feel really bad about it. So I'm living with that. Came in and asking all these like really basic questions. Like clearly didn't watch a lick of any of the content. And I was like, well, go through the content. And he's like, oh, and then just kept asking questions. I said, hey, come on, go through the content. Don't be lazy. He took it very personally. Very personally.
So according to sources, some ByteDance employees in the US will likely continue to work on TikTok on outsourced basis, according to sources.
That's what I thought too. But I don't want to. Look at the hourly candle here, guys. That's a tweezer if I've ever seen one. Look at that. 1 hour up, 1 hour down. Crazy. I mean, JP, and I put a ton of time into creating these videos and stuff so so I can easily answer all these questions by like, here's this video, watch this video. Oh, this video answers that question. I put a ton of time into that stuff. All right. We're here, guys. This is the beginning of the area. So I'm looking at small size to start here. And I'm going to have to give it some room because it's a zone more so than a ES is at lower band here. Fire stepping in. Come on. This is the spot. Let's see what we do. I already grabbed a small position to start. I have a little starter. I'm willing to double it if we get down another 15 points. How about them apples, guys? How about them apples? If we break lower, I'm going to take it again. Along the bounce. I'm watching for it again. I think we're going to work on this level a little bit. So let's see if we can get in again. Break lower, buy the dip. Actually, I'm not convinced we're going to break lower. So I'm going to start here. Every time it touches that level, it gets bought up. This exact 43. Maybe everybody's watching my stream, right? Everybody's jumping in at the same time. I'm moving the market, guys. All right. Come on now. I haven't added a second contract yet. I'm okay with this retest right now. I need to give myself some room to add to get a better price. So I just have a starter at 55, which isn't a great spot, but whatever. Okay, added a second. Okay. Sellers are starting to accelerate a little bit, but it's holding, so see if it can bounce. We're trying to sell into this level hard, but it's holding so far. Ah, come on. Buyers to the rescue. Here we go. Ba-boom. Oh, they came in fast. Stop me out.
So US stock indexes trimming their gains now, with the S&P up spot 1 6%,
Trimming their
Nasdaq up
gains.
spot
Are you
4%,
kidding?
and the
Give
Dow
up that whole
pretty much
move.
flat.
I got back in. I like this spot, man. I'm going to keep trading it till it breaks. Ba-boom. You guys should be able to see my screen. I thought, hold on, let me see my broadcast here. Yeah, I'm streaming my trades. Should be able to see it. You're welcome, Vegas. Have a good one, brother. I realize you guys might not be able to watch my trades and also trade yourself. I get that. So, yeah, I was on. I was talking about that level. I felt like I was announcing. I added one. I'm back in. I added one. Stop me out. I felt like I was giving the play-by-play. Nice, Locky. Well, first of all, it was lower band, right?
So the NVIDIA-backed platform Perplexity launches an AI-powered browser to take on
It's
Google's
also
dominance.
value area high from yesterday.
Perplexity Max subscribers. The browser stores data locally.
It's also value area low from Thursday.
AI-driven navigation and task execution. So again, NVIDIA.
It was also weekly VWAP.
Today, but it has launched Comet, a new web browser with AI-powered search.
Ton of shit there, guys. Ton of shit.
Startup looks to challenge the dominance of the market leader with Google Chrome.
Yeah, just look at NQ, Blair. Even if you're trading MNQ. Monthly VWAP's down at 869. There you go. There you go, YouTube. There's your freebie. Yeah, I think it's because I'm calling it in through the browser and placing it in much smaller than it is. I'm not like a professional streamer, guys. I'm doing my best to try and make this visual for everybody. Yep, Jody, unfortunately, just the daily stuff isn't enough. The higher time frame is actually, the context is crucial. I think it starts with understanding the intraday stuff, but in order to be able to pass on trades and pick the good ones and have conviction on the good ones, that higher time frame stuff. Ba-boom. And to be honest, Jody, I feel like the higher time frame stuff is like the last piece of the puzzle for most people. It's kind of like the last part everybody gets really good at. Everybody masters the intraday chart first, and you'll only be so good just looking at the intraday chart. Once you're able to really have higher time frame context, it's gonna take your trading to the next level. And it took me a while too. It took me a long time to really get comfortable with understanding how it all fits together. This 30-minute, the daily, the 60-minute, the session profile, the longer term VWAPs, all that stuff. It's a lot.
Seen Tesla shares down 1.1%.
So we got a good 30-point bounce there from that level. Over 100 ticks on NQ. We got two good bounces off that level. You can always get back in, JP. I got stopped out of break even too. I got back in. That'll happen to me a lot. If the stop out was like to the tick and it's really not flushing or anything, I'll get back in. Yeah, I think, this level is going to give way. It looks like. But you guys are shorting already, like, right into the bounce zone. Yeah, it's okay. It's a good little micro distribution on the day. Yep. If you're talking about shorting this part up here, then yeah, I see it. So yeah, you got this one right here. This was the one that we tanked. Once we broke that, that's where we flushed. You got your point of control right here. For this micro distribution. Yes. Yeah, Kaufman. I lined that area up with weekly VWAP as well. Was nice. Was a nice trade. I think everybody caught some nice trades today. I mean, the question was like, what are my entry triggers? And then the other question was, do you use weekly VWAP for context, or do I not care about context? That was one of the questions. I think that was the question that annoyed me. I don't usually get annoyed by questions, but for what I was in a mood yesterday, I think when he asked it. Also, tone gets lost when we're writing to each other. It could have been totally an innocent question. Like, do you not care about context? Like, it's not part of the system. But the funny part is, how often do I talk about context? Still holding this level. I would say this is the level right here. It's big. 28 to 43.
The Atlanta Fed GDP now index is changed now to 2.4%.
Big zone.
So the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta's GDP now index suggesting US GDP will expand 2.58% in the second quarter, which is little change from its previous release on July the 3rd.
Corey, I think that's actually really funny. I kind of like it, but that would be the New Yorker in me coming out. I've worked really hard to put the New Yorker away. Born and raised, New York City. You want me to rub your shoulders, whisper in your ear about the trade? That's hilarious. Me too. I think just the thought of somebody whispering in your ear while you're rubbing your shoulders, take the trade. Right here, take the trade. It's okay. Still holding, but we are forming a distribution. Are we going to see what we saw yesterday? Now we bounce in between. You know, it's not all that dissimilar from what we got on the 4th, the 3rd through the 4th, except having a lot faster. Nice volatility came in. VIX went up half a point. It's decent. Yeah, correct, Libby. Consider it a market order that gets activated. It's not a limit order. Stops are market orders that just get triggered. So it gets activated and it just turns into a market order. So it buys or sells whatever the best bidder ask is at the time. So you're not going to get great fills on stops. That's why there's slippage on stops. It looks weak. We keep getting a smaller and smaller bounce. Sure looks like it wants to go lower. Yep, E-Manager Trader said today is a great example of advantage to waiting until IB. Absolutely. Yes, I do use the weekly VWAP. Yep, it's something that I look at once in a while in the VWAP Wave system is the VWAPs. Yep. Just a Trader wants a rundown on gold. Well, we are in price discovery on the session and in the VWAP. We're above IB. We're above value area high. So, this is a bullish move up. We're in the middle of a pullback. Good places to get involved might be 313, this area right here, to go long. I wouldn't short this at all, unless you're trying to scalp the pullback, but this thing can go up much higher. It's in the middle of a pullback so far, not necessarily a reversal. Now, it did break these previous higher lows, so we could start to build a distribution here. All right, so we have a low volume node here. So I still like long down here in this zone. So we'll come back to it and see what happens. The previous value area high is off the session. It's off this hourly chart here. And it takes from 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time all the way to the market close at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time the next day. So it's the entire volume profile. It's all the data. And the value area high is the top of 70% of a bulk of the volume, and the value area low is the bottom. So if you're using the volume profile, value area is 70%. And so this area here, from the high to the low, is 70% of that entire session's trading volume. Sellers really stepping in here. Does look weak. Shall we try it? Oh, man. It's going to fake us out. I did not want to take it in this account. I was already at my profit target in this account. Well, that's annoying.
Greg Grzyziak.
Well, that got me out of it at least. That was good. All right, I'm going to close this account because I do not need to be taking trades. So this is my take profit trader. I only have like 150 bucks to go in this evaluation. Why? Here it is. So you got to hit 9K, right? So I just opened this. I got 160 bucks to do tomorrow, and that'll be day 5. You can thank Copper yesterday for that one. Well, you have to believe in yourself, Corey. You got to believe in yourself. I basically said to myself, like, I'm going to get this and I'm going to go broke trying. It's one of the two. Failure is not an option. And it still took a long ass time. I don't recommend everybody take that stance, but that's where I was at. Hey, Greg. Good to see you, man. I would probably trade, 10 micros, Ronald, or 1 mini on a 50K account, max. Get rich or die trying. So true, huh? Blair, if you've been at this for 3.5 years and have 2K in gains, you're doing better than most. I know that's really hard to, I know that it's not probably what you want to hear, but most people lose a lot of money their first couple of years, like a lot. So the fact that you're up money is already a win. I lost a ton of money, guys, my first couple of years. A ton. I consider it my tuition, right? You want to become a doctor, you're going to spend, $100,000 on medical school. You want to be a lawyer, same boat. You're going to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in living expenses and schooling to be in a career that will pay a lot of money. So in trading, you can make just as much money as a lawyer or a doctor. You still got to pay your tuition. You still got to pay the tuition. You still got to put in the work. It's not an easy road to riches. On a 50K account, if you trade 1 mini, depends on how active you are, Jordy. I would say $200 to $300 would be a nice profit target. Even that's probably a little aggressive. All right, we came right back up to this other level, this low volume node. Yep. Probably the way to do it. Hit your profit target and close it down. Shut it down for the day. Nice, JJ. Yeah, futures is fast money. It's also fast way to lose money if you don't know what you're doing. And you could still know what you're doing and still lose money. So that's the great irony. Few people go to work and lose money some days. It's a very unique profession, guys. Yeah, you could always switch over to practice accounts, guys, if so you don't overtrade. I don't know about that, Dinesh. I don't think you can open multiple accounts with NinjaTrader and Trade of 8. They're not going to let you do that. I have the same login, Hella, for NinjaTrader and Trade of 8. And I have a brokerage with Trade of 8. And you instantly, they're owned by each other. So you have access to both with one login. So, guys, doing the multiple accounts in a cash account makes no sense. It really doesn't. The reason we do it in prop firms is because you have very specific loss limits and you can get more drawdown by buying more accounts. That doesn't work in cash accounts. That's the only reason we do it in prop firms. You get more drawdown. You don't get more drawdown by spreading out your money into cash accounts. I'm listening, Blair. I'm listening. I mean, I get the psychological part, but then also, like, I pay for a lifetime membership, so I pay less in commissions. I'm not going to pay for a lifetime membership on 5 different accounts. But if you're taking, Blair, so you're taking, like, say, 2 micros per account, why not just take 4 micros? It's the same exact. All right, we're getting also back to VWAP here. All right, well, we got 30 more minutes together, guys. What are we going to trade? What are we going to do? Let's come back to gold. Still at the same price we were half an hour ago. So it's holding a value area high. I did like it long. Hasn't sold off anymore, so that's good. But it's kind of very slow now. I mean, I have multiple broker accounts too. I mean, I have a Schwab account, I have a Robinhood account, I have a Trade of 8 account, but I don't copy trade them. That's the big difference. I have different strategies in my different brokerage accounts. I have a Roth. You know, I have all these. I have tons of broker accounts. I trade options in my Schwab account. I trade stocks long only in my Robinhood account, like day trading or swing trading. I invest long term in my Roth. We kind of bounced off VWAP there, didn't we? He's very close to it. Short. We go short. Oh, that was the back test of that level, wasn't it? It was. I'm gonna soak all these longs that bought above 50. We can go all the way back down to 47 if this level breaks again. I'm short. Here we go. Odd up. Closed it. I don't like how they keep buying up those wicks. Oh, sure. Here comes back down again. Damn it. Gold has been the same price for the last half hour is my view on gold. We've been in like a 10 tick range. Not a lot of action there. $22 ticks. I do expect a long out of here sooner or later if it can break out of this little balance area. Maybe down here, like I went over earlier, between 12 and 14. It's a short. Short showing up. Let's go. Come on.
So Trump posting on Truth here. So he's saying a tariff of only 20% on the Philippines. So again, Philippines 20% tariff from Trump on Truth Social. Again, Trump to impose 20% tariff on goods from the Philippines. Another post from Trump on Truth Social now as well. This led to Brunei, a tariff of 25%. So again, Trump imposing 25% tariff on Brunei. Another post from Trump on Truth Social here. This one's to Moldova, 25% tariff on goods from Moldova.
All this tariff stuff is back in the news again.
Another post from Trump on Truth Social. This one to Algeria. It's a 30% tariff on Algeria.
Well, that was nice. Anybody have that? Crush that one.
To Baghdad.
It's like a $400. Okay. So that was what, 20, 40, 80 ticks? Yeah, quick rebound. That looks like a stop run.
Another post from Trump on Truth Social here. His letter to Libya.
Good job, boys. Good work, everybody. You gotta be fast, Logger. You gotta be ready. You gotta be waiting for them, looking for them. Flush, get in. Now the problem is they can flush a lot further sometimes than you expect, and then it gets scary. So and can be very tough to manage risk because it's so volatile at those times. The spread. Nice. Rip and roaring right out of that level. Looks good for a long now.
So just to recap there on that flurry of letters posted to Truth Social by Trump. So Philippines getting a 20% tariff, Brunei a 25% tariff, Algeria 30%, Moldova 25%,
Moldova.
30%, and Libya 30% as well.
All right, guys, we have another 20 minutes. We'll see what we get. A couple nice trades. We're being patient, waiting for the good setups. Yeah, you have to go to the risk settings. So if you're looking at my screen, just go to risk settings and you put them right here. Global risk settings, position risk, profit brackets. So tomorrow I should have a Top Step Take Profit Trader Pro account, 150K. I'm excited about that. Once I get it up to 4,500 bucks, everything above that I think I could take out daily from the way I understand it. So that'd be cool. After the stream ends, I generally have lunch and then I work on some video content. Melt them. So I think, guys, I'm going to be giving out some top 1 evaluations tomorrow. Free top 1 accounts. We'll do a giveaway on stream tomorrow. So be sure to log in tomorrow. I guess we'll do it probably like, I don't know, like 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And then we have group coaching at 12:30. All right, Blair. If it's free, I guess I'll take it. Thank you, Blair. So I'm thinking I'll give, we'll have, I think I'm going to do 3. I'm going to do 1 for YouTube, 2 for premium Discord members. Oh, Dinesh, there's t-shirts, man. Not only is there, I've made a couple of t-shirts. Mustafa, what's up, man? It's going well. We had a couple of really good trades on stream here. You can collect the entire Drysdale Trading Group collection of t-shirts. We have the I Love NQ t-shirt. We have the Order Filled t-shirt. Order Filled. We have the NASDAQ t-shirt. And then we have the NQ Addicts t-shirt. Just so you guys are aware, and not that it matters, but I make like no money on these. Literally, I get $1. If you buy a t-shirt, I get $1. It's absurd, but it's just for fun. This is for fun. Order filled. Steve, mostly I'm focusing on the private Discord community with comments. I do try and look at the YouTube contents, but it's just it's a lot. So I try and focus on those that are obviously paying for a membership. They get priority. It's like we're just in this point of control distribution now. Could be loading up to bring this thing lower. That's my guess. I love trading NQ. Just go up t-shirt. I like that idea, Zane. Go up. I think I've heard Chuck say that in the trading lounge half a dozen times. Just go up. He's saying it now. Oh, or go down. Let's be honest. How many of you yell at the screen when you're in a position? Go down. I find myself, I'll be like, all right, drop it, boys. Drop it. Flush it. Let's go. Flushing. Also, for anybody that has tick strike, when you hear the noise that's like validating the side of the market you're on, it's such a pleasurable noise. You're like, yeah. Audibly, it's just confirming your trade. On the flip side of that, yeah, it's awful when you're wrong. It's the worst noise in the world. That must have felt really good, though. Now, the question is, Swag, is that your actual picture, or did you find that on the internet? Inquiring minds want to know. No, it's really yours. That's wild. For those of you guys on YouTube. This is what a disgruntled trader looks like. Crazy. You win. You win. That is insane. I mean, sometimes I felt like that. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I've hit things really hard. I've screamed into pillows pretty loud, you know. Screaming into a pillow sometimes does the trick. I feel like you're lucky your walls are so thin. Otherwise, you'd have a broken hand. Yep, been there, JP. I don't know what was worse. The day I lost, 30K also. 25K was another big one. In like a matter of hours. I don't know what was worse, actually losing the money or having to tell my wife that I lost that amount of money. I keep my losses secret until tax time. So, I don't like report back to my wife on a daily basis, but like at the end of the month, we talk about how things went. But when that trade happened, like she knew something was wrong. Like there was no me hiding it. Like I was not in good shape that day. It looked like I wanted to jump off a bridge. Yep. It's only money. And also to prevent like, especially earlier on, guys, and this is just, me just talking out loud here. I would keep money in a lot of our money in shared accounts so I couldn't secretly fund trading accounts or spend stuff, you got to watch out for any type of bad behavior as it revolves around money. It can get real bad real quick if you're not careful. Another thing streamers don't talk about. Black Ice says, I'm really just seeking return to values and fade value or extremes in range bound conditions. It's great. Entry criteria is simple, small size. Yep. I love that. I agree. I enjoyed trading balance more so than price discovery. Some people love price discovery. Everybody's different. Ooh, 400K on a Bitcoin trade. Is that leveraged? Are you trading like Bitcoin futures? Holy shit. Wild. Well, Ricci, you win. That's a lot of money, man. I've never lost that kind of money. Maybe if you tally like everything I've lost over a period of time, I've probably lost a couple $100,000 for sure. If you take away like the earnings. This is true, Libby. Absolutely true. Oh yeah, I've been out of my losses, Dinesh. Yep. Yeah, long been out of them. But it took a couple of years, Dinesh. No lying about that. That I always say I lost money years 1 and 2. By year 3, I was just breaking even. JP, holy shit. Minis? So you must have had hundreds of thousands of dollars in your account. Way too much money in an account, guys. Kaufman, I don't. I don't use the 5-day moving average. I don't. Yeah, take that money out of the account. You shouldn't need that much money in a trading account. The only thing that does is give you lots of money to lose. I try and trade with as little money as possible. What's nice about Tradeovate, guys, you could just wire money in, right? So you don't need a ton of money in there. You could trade with 3 grand in there, trade 1 mini or 10 micros or whatever, The most you can lose is $2,000 before they liquidate you. You're lucky you made it back. Yeah, I mean, we've also been trading sideways for the last hour. Okay, guys, so I'm going to wrap up here tomorrow. We're going to be doing a giveaway, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be giving away a couple of top 1 futures accounts, so be sure to be on the stream for that one. Looking forward to that. 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to do group coaching in the premium Discord. If you want to check out the premium Discord, if you guys on YouTube, there is a link to that in the description of the stream. The Discord is also low latency. There's a multi-minute delay on the YouTube stream, so you're not getting the real live up to the second calls. Group's getting full. If you want to keep trading, you can head on over to the trading lounge. That's a perk of the premium Discord. You can share your mic, share your screens, collaborate with your fellow traders trading the VWAP Wave system. Thanks, everybody. Hope everybody has a great day. If you're going to keep trading, manage your risk. Stay sharp out there, and I will see you guys tomorrow. If you need anything in the Discord, be sure to tag me, hit me up. I'm happy to help. Have a great day, everybody.